So before we actually get into your reading, I just wanted to say I am moving tomorrow, so you may see a few short little videos on my channel. I only have one deck right now, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Everything else is packed up, so there are some bigger topics that I want to do, but I'm waiting until I have access to all of my decks and I have moved and everything is settled, and when I have more energy, because I don't know, getting ready for a move this big so quickly has been stressful. So I definitely want to make sure, because I know there are a lot of subscriber suggested topics that I haven't gotten to, but I want to do those topics justice, and so I'm just going to do a few short readings. Hopefully I can film 2 or 3 videos today, and then that will at least tide us over until I get moved and settled into my new place. So anyway, we have some fresh cut flowers from the garden. We got a whole vibe going, and we're gonna find out who is manifesting you. So this may be someone who has never met you before and they're just trying to manifest a type of person and you fit that bill, or they're trying to manifest their soulmate, their future spouse, and you know, they may be subconsciously manifesting you, right? Because we're always doing the law of attraction whether we realize it or not, right? And so, you know, they could be praying, wishing for someone like you. So we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it as we get into your cards. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it now. Hey Group 1, so let's find out who is manifesting you currently. Group 1, a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. I pre-pulled some of these little cards and we'll read those at the very end. And this is going to be a short little reading here. All right, we have the 4 of Wands. So this person could be wishing or hoping to meet the one. So like this could be someone who is trying to call in someone that they see as marriage material. They want a long-term partner. They want someone who would be a life partner, someone that they could share or build their life with. Honestly, for a lot of you, I don't feel like this person knows you. Yeah, with the Knight of Cups, they don't know you, but they're trying to manifest someone, or they're praying to meet someone, or they're hoping to meet someone like you. They want to meet their match. They want to meet their match. That's what I'm hearing. This person's ready to settle down. Yeah, with the Fool card, they're wanting a fresh start in love. They don't want someone that is like their ex. So they're looking to date, they're looking to be with a different sort of person, and you fit that bill, okay? You will find that when you actually meet and talk to this person, that when they describe their ex, they're like night and day from you. I feel like this person has had a history or a pattern of dating a certain type of person, and you will probably find as well, if you decide to pursue a relationship with this person and it gets to the stage where you meet their family and friends, their family and friends may be surprised or, you know, just express a little bit of shock that they're with you. And don't take offense to that. It's just because you're so different than the usual type of person that they date. So, and this person may have a history of dating someone who's like really flaky, but you're like really reliable and dependable, or it could even be down to physical features as well, like maybe they've only dated blondes and you're a brunette, or it could be that, again, like your personality is just so different. So maybe before they were with people who were like really dramatic and loud, and maybe you're more like low-key, you know, and more like go with the flow. So it kind of just depends here. But they're definitely wanting someone who's going to be a better fit for them. So I think that ultimately, no matter what it is, if it's a combination of like personality, physical traits, I feel like, or even just like your disposition or like your temperament, I'm hearing, but essentially they were dating people that were just incompatible with them, or they were having like an on and off again relationship with someone who was just so wrong for them in so many different ways. I don't know why the TV show Friends comes up so much. Maybe a lot of you watch Friends, I don't know. But on the show, remember how different Richard was from Chandler? Like, what a huge difference in terms of, like, not just the age difference, but just in terms of, like, personality. Chandler was so different to Richard. And, you know, Monica had an on and off again thing. Like, she couldn't let him go. She was really hung up on him, even though it was clearly not gonna work out, right? Like, they wanted different things. They were at different stages in their lives. And even though on paper, you know, there were some things that made it seem like they would be compatible, ultimately, they just didn't want the same thing. They didn't share the same vision, and so it was just doomed, right? And then there was that weird subplot where she was like turned on by his son and attracted to his son, and that was weird, right? So it could be something like that where they were just with someone on and off again, or hung up on someone who was just so clearly wrong for them, but they couldn't see it, but everyone else around them was like, oh yeah, that's got an expiration date, right? So you would be a complete departure. Like, when we say a new start in love, it's again like just night and day, and you are the day. We've got the sun. Like, you would be like, okay, you know, the storm has cleared, you know, things are looking up for this person, and they're coming towards you with such an open heart. So don't feel like they're dragging this baggage from their ex into your relationship. Like, they just have such an open heart. Very, just a very sweet, affectionate, lovable, I don't know, they kind of have like this teddy bear kind of energy to them. So, you know, if you're interested in a man, I'm seeing like someone who's just like really protective over you, someone who is like really soft with you, but then if anyone were to try to disrespect you in any sort of way, it's like, well, now the claws come out. Now we get like a grizzly bear kind of energy. I don't know why I'm picking up Taurus. I'm picking up Taurus a lot, even though we have the Knight of Cups, so they could be a water sign. And with the Fool card, they could be an Aries, just because Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, and the Fool card is card 0 in the major arcana. With Knight of Cups, like I said, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. I could see definitely with that protectiveness, like Cancer is really sweet energy, but then it's the crab, so they still have claws, right? So I'm definitely picking up Cancer, and for some reason Taurus. I don't know why, but Taurus is coming through. And also this person could have a pet cat, just because I'm noticing here that there's a cat, and usually on the Fool card there's a dog. So yeah, this person could have a cat, but they have a very sweet energy with you, but then they're like fiercely protective over you as well. So this person isn't a pushover. It's like, don't take advantage of my kindness kind of energy. Yeah, with the Four of Cups here, I do feel like this person, they may have had an opportunity before to like leave their ex or to leave that situation, but they weren't seeing that as a possibility. They may have made excuses or hoped that things would get better, or they may have taken a break from dating after this relationship, but it may have gone on for too long. You know, like they may have like wallowed in like self-pity for a minute, or they may have just had some walls up and said, you know what, I'm done with love for a while. But yeah, they definitely, I feel like now are like ready. You see what I'm saying? Like with the Four of Cups here, it's like the universe was trying to offer them this opportunity to meet someone like you, group one, but they just weren't seeing it for what it was. Maybe they were really guarded, or they were just still heartbroken, or still just feeling maybe negatively about relationships in general. But now it's like they're coming out on the other side of it. They've taken that cup, and now with the Knight of Cups, you see they're carrying it. And actually, now that I'm looking at these cards again, you may feel like I'm describing you in some ways, because there may be a little bit of mirroring going on here. Like you two are coming together, so you're meeting in the middle. Even this is like an altar, right? Like you're meeting in the middle, and so these two unicorns here are eventually going to meet up with each other. Yeah, so maybe actually you are this Fool card. Maybe you have a pet cat. You may be this Fool card as well, and like they're the Knight of Cups, and you two are meeting in the middle. Maybe both of you end up meeting each other after some sort of ending, something that you walked away from, some change that you made. Yeah. And so it may be true for you too that this person is a lot different. You know, like if you've had some really bad relationships in the past, it could be that this person, yep, Three of Swords, come on, yeah. Like it could be that this person is a real departure from that, you know, like if you feel like, bottom of the deck we have the Sun, if you feel like you have just dated people who just sucked, I mean, people who just treated you really poorly, really disappointed you, really just disrespected you, were unfaithful, lied, all the bad stuff, right? All the bad behavior, I guess, that people can display in relationships. This is the Sun coming back out. I mentioned that before with the Fool card, right? Having the Sun here. Like, this really is going to be a fresh start for you. And so you may find that, like, you know, you two are manifesting each other just by raising your standards and saying, I'm done with the old, I'm ready for something new, and I'm ready for something better, and I'm ready for a love that is pure and honest and true and patient and kind and supportive. And, you know, I'm done with the BS, I'm done with the mess, and, you know, I'm just ready for this new start. And I feel like for some of you too, like, and this may be their energy as well, but it could be that you were with people who tried to provoke insecurity in you to keep you with them, like to make you feel like you couldn't do any better, to keep your standards low, and you kept adjusting and adjusting and adjusting until it just felt like, wow, the bar is so low and this person is still managing to disappoint me. Okay. You know, so you're fed up, and again, that could be their energy, but I really feel like you two are mirroring each other. Now that I'm seeing the full picture here, it does feel like, you know, not that you two have the exact same backstory here, but I think you're gonna find some common ground in their experiences versus your experiences, okay? All right, so let's look at these little clues here. Okay, this person's going to be very physically attractive to you. So that's good to... I also kind of feel like just seeing this, like you two are attracting each other like magnets. Like there's a sense of almost inevitability here. So it could be a little bit of divine intervention, which isn't surprising given the Four of Cups being here. Like this is being offered out of the blue, right? Oh, this is one of my favorites. We have meet cute, unlikely meeting, chance meeting, rom-com like. So if you don't know what a meet cute is, it's a common trope in romance novels, movies, you even see it in music videos sometimes, but you know, where two characters have like a random chance meeting. So you two, if you ended up being a couple, would have a really cute, cool story that you could tell at parties, or hey, if you guys end up getting married, you could tell this story at your wedding about how you two met, because it's going to be a good story, okay? It's going to be quite romantic, unexpected, you know, you just run into each other, and it's very organic, and it's not a manufactured meeting, so it's not like, oh, I met this person online and we scheduled this date. It's not like that, okay? So you're just going about your life, and then bam, you meet this person. Okay, you could meet them at a hair salon. You could meet them at the hair salon. This could also signify, though, that this person, you end up meeting them literally like after you've gotten your hair cut. So that could be a little weird clue about the timing of this. And it could be that, you know, you're feeling good, you're looking your best, and then you meet them. Also, though, with hair salon, and this is a little bit more of a stretch, but now that I'm thinking of like common tropes and stuff that you see in pop culture, there were all these like dramatic music videos around like the 2000s. I just remember watching them when I was growing up. Like, I think Jessica Simpson had one, Katy Perry, Britney Spears, maybe Kelly Clarkson, or Ashley Simpson, I don't know. But you saw like a common trope, where after a breakup, people go and get their hair cut. Like Lizzo, I think, in her song Truth Hurts, like references this too. Like, after you go through a breakup, it's like, I need a change. Let me go cut my hair. Let me go dye my hair. So this could actually be signifying that. Yeah, I just am thinking about all those like dramatic music videos where they're like cutting their hair in the mirror and crying. I swear Katy Perry did that in the Part of Me music video, and I feel like Jessica Simpson did too. I can't remember the song. Yeah, there's been like, that's a trope, definitely. Or maybe it was Pink. I don't know. There's a lot of artists, female artists, who have done that. And I've done that myself, like after a breakup or even anything dramatic happens in my life, I'm like, let me go dye my hair. Let me go cut my hair. Let me give myself bangs at like 3 a.m. I've never done that, but girls do that kind of crap. So that's a little bit more of a stretch of a message, and I'm sure might not apply for all of you, but you may find that something like that happens, or it could be this person's vibe where, you know, like they have a little bit of a glow up after this breakup, and then they're ready to start dating again, and they release that attachment to the past, and so the manifestation comes through where they meet you. Okay. And now we have older. So this person could be older than you. Don't freak out. You know, like if you're someone who's like, I don't date older people, then you know this either isn't your message, or it could just be that they're like 6 months older than you, a year older than you, 2 years older than you. But if you're someone who's like really uncomfortable dating someone older, they're probably not that much older than you, okay? So, you know, always use your judgment. It's a general reading, so apply it how it resonates. Okay, group 1, this was your reading. Thank you so much for letting me do this for you, and I will see you in my next one, hopefully. before we actually get into your reading, I just wanted to say I am moving tomorrow, so you may see a few short little videos on my channel. I only have one deck right now, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Everything else is packed up, so there are some bigger topics that I want to do, but I'm waiting until I have access to all of my decks and I have moved and everything is settled, and when I have more energy, because I don't know, getting ready for a move this big so quickly has been stressful. So I definitely want to make sure, because I know there are a lot of subscriber suggested topics that I haven't gotten to, but I want to do those topics justice, and so I'm just going to do a few short readings. Hopefully I can film 2 or 3 videos today, and then that will at least tide us over until I get moved and settled into my new place. So anyway, we have some fresh cut flowers from the garden. We got a whole vibe going, and we're gonna find out who is manifesting you. So this may be someone who has never met you before, and they're just trying to manifest a type of person, and you fit that bill. Or they're trying to manifest their soulmate, their future spouse. And you know, they may be subconsciously manifesting you, right? Because we're always doing the law of attraction, whether we realize it or not, right? And so, you know, they could be praying, wishing for someone like you. So we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it as we get into your cards, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into it now. Hi group 2, welcome to your reading. So let's get into it. Who is manifesting you? I've already shuffled the deck because I didn't want the flowers to fly everywhere. So let's get into it. Who is manifesting group 2, please spirit? And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Group 2, who is manifesting my group 2s? Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups here. All right, let's see. 7 of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Okay, at first when I saw the 8 of Cups, I was like, is this an ex? Is this someone from their past? But now that I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles, I feel like this could be a new person in your life. But I'm going to clarify that 8 of Cups, okay? Oh yeah, it's a new person. I don't even need to. Yeah, new person. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. Okay, I am going to clarify the 8 of Cups, but I don't think it's an X anymore. We've got the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. Yeah, this is someone new. This is someone different. But this is, I feel like, speaking more to the timing of when you will actually meet this person. This manifestation is going to come to pass, okay? It's not like you are going to meet this person or you are going to be involved with them. It's coming at a time in their life when they have walked away from something that they fought so hard for that was really draining them. I mean, the 5 of Wands is an energy of conflict, external conflict, and feeling overwhelmed, feeling like there's just multiple things coming at you, like multiple people ganging up on you, or multiple aspects of a situation that is just unsustainable and stressful. And then with the 5 of Cups, like, this is disappointment and grief and feeling disappointed that something didn't work out. So it's like grieving the loss of the potential of something. So it's like, I really hoped this would work out, and I'm grieving something that never really was. You know, it's an energy of like almost like breaking your own heart, and we've all been there, we've all done that. And it's like, I put so much of myself into this and it still didn't work out. I put everything I could into it and I got nothing. And so them deciding to stop continuing to put effort into this, continuing to pour their heart into this when it's just giving them nothing back, them having the courage to walk away from this and cut their losses essentially is what is allowing them to free up space in their life for you. And with the 7 of Wands, it's like, all of that effort that they were putting into this thing where they were essentially hitting a wall is now going to be effort that they can put towards this connection with you. So there was this need for this space to be cleared, okay? There's a need for this space to be cleared. For some of you, given the fact that we have so many Pentacles cards, this could be actually someone who is looking to hire someone like you. So this could be a work-related opportunity, because think about it. If this is someone who is in a position to hire you for an opportunity, Five of Wands, they could have multiple candidates, or they could have had people who came into the job position and left after a few months for whatever reason, and they were like, man, I had high hopes that this employee would work out. They seemed really good in the interview, their resume looked good, but then when I hired them into the position, I soon came to find that they fudged like their qualifications, they misrepresented their experience, and they're really not up to the job. And so then I have to keep going back to the drawing board, keep, going through the interview process. Hiring someone is a lot of effort. And so this hiring manager could just be really frustrated. And then they decide, I'm not going to keep having this employee in this position. I've invested so much into them, tried to train them. It's just not working out. I'm going to cut my losses here and just go back to the drawing board. And that's when they come across your resume. And even with this Page of Pentacles, even if this is a job where you don't have the experience, or you don't have the exact qualifications that this hiring manager is looking for, with this Page of Pentacles, you may be underqualified for the job, but they decide to take a chance on you because they see potential in you. And they're like, you know what? This person is someone who has the right attitude and the right work ethic. And I think that if I worked with them enough, if I trained with them enough, I could really have a situation where it benefits me, it benefits them. And so with this Ace of Pentacles, this could be you making so much more money than you ever have because you landed this job that you were honestly underqualified for, but because you have the right attitude about it, it ends up being a mutually beneficial thing. And so with the Two of Pentacles, yeah, it may be a lot of work to get you trained, but eventually, once you get comfortable in the position, and they are investing all of this training and time and effort into helping you and supporting you through this process, it's going to be a great source of income for you. It's going to be a really good fit for you, and it's going to make the manager really happy that they finally found someone who was right for the job. And that's you, group 2. So if you've been struggling, looking for a job, haven't been able to find something that's right for you, this could be how it comes to pass. Listen, don't think that just because you don't have the experience that you can't still get hired. Quite frankly, I've had this happen to me 3 times in my life where I have gotten a position where I didn't have any prior experience, and it's because in the interview you really have to present yourself as someone who is moldable, not malleable, malleable, someone that they can mold into the right employee for that company, because sometimes when you hire people who have so much experience, they kind of are like know-it-alls, and they think just because that they worked in the field before that, the way it was done at their last company is the way it's done at this company or clinic or whatever, the job environment is. I've seen that myself, and it's like you can't train those people because they just think that they know it all, or they try to come in and change everything. It's like, no, you got to learn the job. It's not about you coming in here and trying to make this work environment the same as your previous job. So that could be the frustration that this hiring manager has had. And so now they're deciding, you know what, let's hire someone who we can train from the ground up, rather than trying to train people who have all this experience but are just unwilling to learn. And yeah, that could actually work in your favor, because there's an energy here of those perceived shortcomings can actually end up being a strength for you. And I even had one lady actually at my last job, she said to me yeah, because I had said, you know, a little bit of like insecurity, like, you know, like I've never worked in, this is like my first job out of school, like I've never worked in the field of hospice before. And she was like, yeah, those other people may have had more experience than you, but they don't have your personality. They don't have your attitude. They don't have your willingness to learn. She's like, you know, you can't learn, like you can't learn that. You can't learn a certain temperament or a certain attitude, right? Like you either have that willingness to learn or you don't, you know, like some people are just like, I know it all, and that's just how they are. That's their personality, right? So yeah, I think that if you came into this reading and you're like, man, like I've really been struggling in my career and my professional life, I'm not making enough money, I'm not happy where I'm at, this is a really great message for you. I'm not seeing anything romantic here, I'll be honest, I'm not. But let's get some more cards and just see, because, I mean, this could maybe be a romantic situation if this ends up being someone that you work with, but let's just get into it. Is there any romantic message here, Spirit, or is this just talking about their professional life? We've got the 9 of Cups. Okay, yeah, if you've been wishing to make more money, wishing for a better job that you actually enjoy, wishing to even have a job, you know, if you've been unemployed for a while. We've got the Moon. Okay. So, if you have had an area of your life where you have felt a lot of uncertainty and where you have had a lot of worry, I'm hearing a great worry about something, and you've been wishing for it to be different, then that would be the area of your life that will be affected by this person reaching out to you, coming into your life. The person that is manifesting you is going to affect the area of your life where you have had a lot of worry and anxiety and stress over, and where you have been wishing for something to be different. So take that how it resonates, okay? Okay, so now we're going to read your final messages here. We have destiny, fate, and divine timing. I mean, I'm not surprised that this came out, given that this is a video about the law of attraction, manifestation. Even when you're praying, wishing for something, whatever language you use, methodology you resonate with, you know, it kind of depends upon this person, right? So this person may be subconsciously wishing for someone like you, wishing to hire someone like you, hoping, praying, right? Like they may not be necessarily into the law of attraction, but that doesn't mean that they're not attracting you, right? Even if they don't use that language. But this is telling me here, especially with the Moon being here and you having a lot of anxiety about this area of your life that this person will be affecting, as stressful as it may be, the best thing I think for you at this point is to just let it go, because this to me is telling me that it's out of your hands and that there's something here that the universe has planned for you that may not make sense to you in terms of the timeline, but that makes all the sense in the world to the universe, right? And I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, the universe knows best, right? Like, who am I to argue with fate, you know? So that's kind of the energy here of like, as hard as it may be, the best thing about this is to let it go. That's easier said than done, right? When we're really anxious and really stressed about something, but let it go, okay? Makes you a priority. I love that, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when an employer hires someone, and it doesn't even have to be me. Like, even if this is a coworker coming onto the team, you have to give that employee the necessary support that they need. You have to give them the appropriate training. You can't just hire someone and just send them on their way. I mean, you have to invest. It's the same thing if you get a pet, right? Like, you have to invest time and energy into training that pet. Otherwise, that pet is just going to exist in your home and do whatever. You know, like if you have a dog, you have to train them properly so that they don't, you know, I don't know, chew up your furniture, chew up your shoes. If you have a cat, you have to train them to use the litter box. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you can't expect them to come into your house and just know all the rules. You can't expect an employee to start at a company and not know all the policies or, you know, how things are run, how things are done, the sort of philosophy of the company and their values. Like, you can't just expect them to know right off the bat, no matter how much experience you have, right? So you're not going to land a job that you're underqualified for, and don't take that in an offensive way. Like, you know, I'm just saying you're gonna really luck out here. I mean, you're gonna get an opportunity to make so much more money. Okay, I'm seeing the orange stray cat outside. They're actually across the street. Every time I see them, that's a sign of good luck, okay? So you're gonna get lucky. I was literally just saying that. You're gonna get really, really lucky, and you're gonna be given an opportunity, and you're gonna rise up to that challenge. But don't think that that means you're not gonna get support, because whoever this supervisor, hiring manager person is, they're going to be a mentor to you, and you are gonna get that support, okay? Especially too, like, you're not coming into this position lying about your qualifications. Like, they know you don't have necessarily like the experience in this particular role, but you know, that's all the more reason, right, for them to give you that support and that training, because it's not like you're misleading them. Okay, we have passion focused. So this could be a position that is related to something that you're very passionate about. So this could be a particular population, like maybe you have always wanted to work with kids, or you've always wanted to work with animals, or you have always wanted to work with older adults. Could be something like that. Or maybe a particular like social justice issue, like maybe you have always wanted to do like advocacy work for animal rights, or advocacy work for survivors of domestic violence. I'm just throwing out examples here. Or it could be related to something creative. So maybe you have always wanted to do something where you could express your creativity and be artistic, and maybe you have a real passion for filmmaking, or you have a real passion for tarot, or you have a real passion for astrology. Yeah, just literally anything that you are passionate about, then this career position, this job position could be related to a passion that you have. And it could be something that you didn't think you would have the opportunity to work in because you don't have that prior experience or the educational background. Okay. We have has lots of hobbies. Okay, yeah. This could be in relation to something that you have a hobby, that's a hobby for you. So maybe it was something that you've always loved to do, but you never considered it could be a career path for you. And it could be just personally, you really connect with this mentor. You really connect with this person because you guys have a lot of shared interests. So I can see you like chatting them up, you know, during the interview process, and they just like you as a person. And so they're like, you know what? Let me give group 2 a shot. Let me give them a chance, because I really like their vibe. I really get along well with them, and I think we can make this work. Like, I've tried the opposite way. Like, I've tried these other people and I couldn't train them, you know? Like, I don't know, I just keep hearing know-it-all. Like, I feel like the supervisor or mentor, whatever, like, I feel like they've just been really irritated with people coming in and acting like they already know everything, and just like, I can't talk to you, I can't teach you anything, like, I'm wasting my breath, you know? Okay, group 2. I wasn't expecting to get career messages, so I'm down with this. Usually if you think about this kind of reading, you think of something romantic, and group 1 was romantic. So anyway, group 2, this was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonated. It was quite specific, so if it didn't resonate, feel free to choose another group, or maybe this just isn't your reading, and that's always okay, right? Anyway, take care, group 2, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. So before we actually get into your reading, I just wanted to say I am moving tomorrow, so you may see a few short little videos on my channel. I only have one deck right now, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Everything else is packed up, so there are some bigger topics that I want to do, but I'm waiting until I have access to all of my decks and I have moved and everything is settled, and when I have more energy, because I don't know, getting ready for a move this big so quickly has been stressful. So I definitely want to make sure, because I know there are a lot of subscriber suggested topics that I haven't gotten to, but I want to do those topics justice, and so I'm just going to do a few short readings. Hopefully I can film 2 or 3 videos today, and then that will at least tide us over until I get moved and settled into my new place. So anyway, we have some fresh cut flowers from the garden. We got a whole vibe going, and we're gonna find out who is manifesting you. So this may be someone who has never met you before, and they're just trying to manifest a type of person, and you fit that bill, or they're trying to manifest their soulmate, their future spouse, and you know, they may be subconsciously manifesting you, right? Because we're always doing the law of attraction whether we realize it or not, right? And so, you know, they could be praying, wishing for someone like you. So we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it as we get into your cards, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into it now. Hi group 3, welcome to your reading. So I already shuffled the deck. Didn't want the flowers to go everywhere. So we're going to be taking a look at who is manifesting you currently, group 3. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Who is manifesting group 3? Okay, we've got the 7 of Cups. This is kind of cute. This person's manifesting a lot. It could be that they're, I think, just quite dissatisfied. Let's get some more information here though. It's like I have my eye on a lot of different prizes here. Like I have my eye on a lot of different things. There's just a desire, I feel like, to up level in a lot of ways. Yeah, the Magician. Yeah, no kidding. Like they really are. Page of Cups. Yeah, they really are trying to call in a lot of positive changes in their life. This may be someone who knows what they're doing. Like, you know, group 1 and group 2, they may not have been consciously manifesting, you know. They may have just been praying, hoping, wishing for something, or just subconsciously like attracting that. But with the Magician coming out and that Seven of Cups energy, this may be more intentional. This person may be well aware that they are engaged in like law of attraction practices, or they may be actively like praying, okay? So it feels more active and less unintentional, okay? Six of Cups. This, I mean, given that we have the Page of Cups here as well, this could be like a soulmate kind of thing, but let's continue. Let's see. They're trying to bring in things that are close to their heart. This isn't like, oh, I just want more money. You know, it's deeper than that. It feels like this person may be at a point where they're kind of looking around their life and saying, you know what, a lot of this just isn't resonating with me. And this person may be at like a pivotal age. You know how like when you turn 25 or when you turn 30, like when you turn 21, when you turn 40, like those milestone birthdays. I don't know why this is coming up, but those milestone birthdays that kind of prompt you to reflect on your life and prompt you to say like, am I on the right course? Am I happy with the way that things are going? Is this really a life that I've chosen, or is this a life that I've stumbled into that kind of just happened to me because I'm hearing like this person may have followed like a traditional track. You know, like they may have gone to college because that's what they were told that they should do to get a good job, and then they got a good job. But it's like, do I care about this? Am I passionate about this? Am I invested in this? Do I really want to spend the rest of my life being an accountant? Do I really want to, I'm just using this as an example, no offense to anyone who works in accounting, but like, is this really right for me? Or was I just told that doctors make good money, so I should be a doctor? You know, like, is this really, and it's not to say that this person is going to change their entire life, but I feel like they're just kind of looking at it like, what roads did I not take? And how would my life have been different if I had chosen those other, if I had made different choices? So it's definitely kind of this energy of like, woulda, shoulda, coulda. And this feeling of like dissatisfaction and almost just like wanting to get back to basics, get back to what they originally wanted, because it kind of feels like they started off with a certain intention for their life and they made certain sacrifices, or they made certain accommodations, or they conformed and they conformed and they conformed to what their family wanted, or what the sort of like blueprint society tells you to follow for success. And then they just kind of were looking around and saying, how did I get here? Because I made so many compromises. That's the word. I made so many compromises to the point to where I feel like I have compromised my happiness. I'm going to use a personal example here, and I hope that's okay. I went through this myself. You know, I always had this idea that I was going to graduate with my bachelor's in psychology, which I did. I took a 2-year course in high school in psych and loved it, and I stuck to that. But then in my senior year, about to graduate with my bachelor's, I always thought I would go into a PhD program. And then I was the first person in my family to go to college, so I didn't really understand that a PhD program involved a lot of research and labs and was not just going to be a continuation of my bachelor's degree. It's not the same thing. Grad school isn't the same thing. And so I made kind of like this panic moment decision and decided that I was going to do psychiatric nursing. What? Yeah, panic moment, right? And then I had a conversation with an advisor, and then I switched to PA school. And that is so far removed from getting your PhD in psych, okay? And becoming a therapist, which was my original intention. And it didn't happen in that like very like clear cut way, right? It was definitely a lot of events and conversations that led to that decision. And I just had a moment where I was like, how did I get here? And, you know, like, I very much simplified that for you all, so you wouldn't have to hear the whole story because it's long. But I had a moment where I was like, how did I get here? And so I ended up dropping out of PA school, and that was a lot of time and money and effort wasted. And, you know, now I have my master's in social work, and now I know you can be a therapist as a LCSW. But it was like a whole huge process. And you do, like, it's just somehow happens, like, you keep making these compromises because you think that a certain outcome is going to be safer, and then it just ends up leaving you so dissatisfied. And so I feel like this person has gone through that, and it may not be in their professional life, it may be in their romantic life, but it's just this feeling of like, I've compromised so much, and this is not how I wanted my life to be. And so there is a need here for a return to basics. And so this person is kind of looking back and saying, like, what did I want for my life when I was younger? When I had less restrictions, when I wasn't feeling like I had to be so practical, like, what did I want back then? And that is somehow leading them to you. So with the Six of Cups here, you could have known this person when you were younger. Maybe not necessarily when you were a kid, but maybe when you were in school. This could be a soulmate connection where you share past lives together, but there's a thread here linking you and this person, like the red thread of fate. Like, there's something linking you to this person, and it's like they've gone off course, and that energetic cord between you and them is pulling you towards them and pulling them back to you. So it does feel like part of this has to be, I mean, this is either a close friendship or a romantic situation, because it doesn't, group 2 was like really like career focused. This to me feels more intimate with the Page of Cups. It feels more intimate. So it's either like a soul family connection where it's going to be a really close friendship and a friend that you hold on to, or it's going to be a romantic situation. Let's get some details on this person. Who are they? We've got Temperance here. Okay, this person does tend to be a bit indecisive. I will say that. They tend to second guess themselves, but I do feel like this person is very resilient, and they have this attitude of like, I think that's it, like even when they've taken these perceived like wrong turns, they try to handle it with grace, and they try to say, you know what, there was something to learn from all this. And so they have a real mature attitude. It's not like they're indecisive in like a flaky way, but they're indecisive in the sense of like they're not overly committed to any one path. And so I feel like that kind of takes courage to be able to say, you know what, this isn't working out, and I do need to make a change. Because some people get stuck on certain paths because of their pride, and I've been there too. I've been there too, and they keep going down a path that they know is wrong, even though their soul is screaming at them, this isn't right, because they want to save face and they don't want to admit that they've made a mistake. Whereas this person doesn't have as much of an issue with that. And so people may look at them and say like, oh, you're wishy-washy, you can't commit to anything. But it's like, I don't want to commit to the wrong things, and I have enough maturity to say, it's not working out. And I've got to do something different, because at the end of the day, if you're not happy, what is the point? I'm not living my life so that other people can look at my life and say, oh, I envy that. I want that. Like, what is the point? If I'm not happy, who cares if other people are envious of me and my lifestyle? I'm not happy. This isn't the type of person to get married for the sake of getting married, or the type of person to buy a big house for the sake of having a big house or a nice car, whatever, like status kind of symbol thing. Like, no, if it doesn't feel right, they're not going to stay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the King of Wands, this is someone who takes action. This isn't someone who, how do I put this? This isn't someone who's going to stay stagnant. You know, the King of Wands, if he recognizes that somewhere along the way he made a false turn, he's going to do whatever he can to get himself out of that. The King of Wands is it's a force, okay? Like, there's a lot of, and he has to feel passionate. He has to feel passionate. He's not the King of Pentacles where he's all about practicality. He has to feel passionate. He has to feel invested. This person also, I mean, just as the King of Wands, I mean, this is going to be someone who's really funny, really charming, easy to talk to, easy to relate to. You can't help but love the King of Wands because he has that fun spirit to him, but he's grown. You know, like, he has that maturity. He's a king, but he still has retained, Six of Cups here too, that inner child. He's still fun. He's still spontaneous. I can't even talk. He's still adventurous. He still brings excitement to the table while still being a mature energy. Two of Swords. King of Wands, I mean, he's going to go with his gut at the end of the day. You know, and if it doesn't feel right instinctually, So he doesn't have any hesitation about cutting out what isn't right for him. And so again, like, this is what is allowing him to move back towards you, because it does feel like a return home. So either you've known this person before, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy is indicated, or this is soulmate energy, past life, all that good stuff. And with Judgment here, this is someone where it's like, it's answering the call of your soul. So his soul, I said before, it's like screaming at him, this isn't right. I gotta follow where my soul is calling me towards. And so you may find that you end up meeting this person or reconnecting with this person when he's like made a move. You know, like he has decided to move somewhere, or he has taken up a new job, or he has made a big lifestyle change. Something along the way where he went astray and he's being pulled back towards you. It's the call of your soul. And you, if this is a soulmate connection and with the Six of Cups, could be mirroring this person. And so you could be experiencing that same call of your soul leading you back to each other. That could be a thing. And even just looking at like all the little, I guess they're meant to be caskets in the water here. It's like just the water, the emotion, the spirituality, like following the call of spirit, following your heart. And you do deserve each other, so this is going to be someone who treats you the way that you deserve. This is someone who definitely has a strong moral code, a sense of ethics that they hold themselves to, like a ethical standard that they hold themselves to. So I see this person being quite honest, faithful, loyal. Loyalty is a big thing. Loyalty is a really big thing for them. And I'm hearing treating you with honor. Yeah, like respecting the relationship enough, respecting the connection enough to uphold their end of the bargain. If you think about every relationship, ultimately it is a soul, I'm sorry, not soul contract. Maybe, it really may be a soulmate connection, okay? Every relationship is a social contract, right? And so every individual relationship that you have, there are certain expectations, certain conditions, right? Like even with your mother or your father, like there are certain conditions in place, right? And if you're going to maintain a relationship with someone, you have to maintain those conditions, and sometimes there are modifications and adjustments made, right? But you have to do your part. So if you have a friendship with someone and you never talk to them, never call them, never respond to their messages, Is that going to be a friendship that lasts? Probably not, because there is something in that social contract that says, if I call you, if I text you, you do have to eventually respond, right? Like, we do have to have interaction, consistency there, respect for each other. You're gonna leave me on red for 6 months, you may get away with that the first time, depending upon the person and how chill they are, but you do that 2, 3, 4 times, that connection's probably not gonna last. Same thing if this is a romantic partnership. You cheat on me 5, 6, 7 times. For most people, it just takes once. And then, you know, it's not sustainable. And so this is someone who's going to honor that social contract between you two. So what are your standards? What are your boundaries? Because this person is going to respect them. Not to say they're never going to ever, ever, ever mess up, but they're going to do their best and act with good intentions towards you. 10 of Cups. Yeah, this is romantic. It's romantic, or it's a soul family connection. It's definitely going to bring a lot of emotional fulfillment for you. This is going to be someone who makes your heart happy. Like, as corny as that sounds, I mean, it just feels like this was meant to be. Like, it feels like this is right. It feels like, it really feels like a homecoming. It feels like a homecoming. There's something very comfortable, very easy, very natural about your connection with this person. Okay, I forgot to pre-pull your cards, so I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. I think we'll get 4, yeah, let's get 4 messages here for group 3. Sorry if you're hearing like a little bit of a ruckus. What does group 3 need to know about this connection? Okay. This person is very open-minded and flexible. Yeah, I mean, with them having the 7 of Cups energy in the very beginning, like, this is not someone who's really stuck in their ways and unwilling to make changes, or unwilling to admit that they're wrong, or unwilling to see another person's perspective. I mean, they definitely have an open mind. Okay, this is someone who's very articulate and really good at communicating, because it says strong communicator. I love that. I love that. My moon's in Gemini, so I can't deal with anybody I can't talk to. Like, I just can't. So I love that for you. Okay, if you're asking, okay, if you are romantically interested in a man, then this message is for you. Otherwise, you can ignore this. But they might have nice chest hair, because we have chest hair. Some of these are funny. I wrote these so long ago. Okay, sorry. You also got an extra card. I meant to get 4, but I ended up getting 5. Okay, it says work or hobby interest related convention. Okay, so you could meet them through a hobby, so you could connect with them through something that you enjoy. It doesn't mean necessarily that they share that hobby, although they could. This could be just saying that when you reconnect with them, you do so when you're engaged in like that activity. So let's say you ran into this person at the park. You could be reading a book, maybe you love to read, or you're out there playing with your dog or taking your dog for a walk, like something that you're interested in, that you're actively doing when you run into this person, meet this person, reconnect with this person. Or it could be that they literally share something that you enjoy doing as well. And you know, like, I know there's like, what's it called, like Comic-Con, or what, I don't know what it's called. Like, you could meet them at some kind of convention like that. Okay, and then we have their love language is acts of service. So this is going to be, that makes sense with the King of Wands. I mean, that's going to be someone who, you actually got 6 cards, I lied. I didn't realize there were 2 stuck together. With the King of Wands, remember how I said they're very action oriented, but I like that it's balanced out here with strong communicator. So they could also give you that words of affirmation, and they could tell you how they feel, very mature in that way, able to express how they're feeling. But on the other side of that, they don't just make promises that they don't follow through on. With that acts of service, This is someone who's going to show you, not just tell you, that they love you. And so they're going to do things for you that are helpful and make your life a bit easier. And then we have has a big social circle. Not surprised to see that with the King of Wands. You definitely think of a King of Wands person as being really charismatic, really charming. And by the way, when I say King of Wands, remember that's masculine energy. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that this person is a man, okay? I've had King of Wands come out a lot in my life, and when I pull like personal cards for myself, typically when I need to take action on something, I'll see the King of Wands come out. So don't think that this has to be a man if you're not romantically interested in men, or if you don't tend to have friendships with men. This doesn't have to be a man, okay? Although for some of you it could be. Alright, so group 3, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for letting me do this for you today, and hopefully I will see you in my next one.